Pipeline at SeaWorld Orlando will be the world's first B&M surf coaster. A ride that looks super awesome but yet still leaves some questions unanswered. So let's get into what makes sense and just what doesn't. First off, this ride is indeed a next generation stand-up coaster and also a launch coaster. If you've been following the development, chances are you already knew that already. So what about this announcement is super exciting? Well, one word: articulating restraint system. Okay, fine, that's 3 words, but you get my point. As you notice in the animation released by the park, the ride's restraints move up and down as the coaster traverses the layout. Now, why exactly is this important, and what effect will it have on the coaster? Well, we've actually seen this before in a little different form. A while ago, B&M released a patent for this a while ago, and it wasn't expected to be implemented on a stand-up. But then again, it was. And we just weren't expecting it. This is going to help the ride experience out a whole bunch. It's no secret that stand-up coasters aren't really loved. The only stand-up coaster that I've ever ridden was Vortex at Carowinds, and let's just say it wasn't the greatest experience, if you know what I mean. So the coaster community as a whole is very skeptical about this surf coaster project, or pipeline exactly. It's hard to tell exactly how much the articulating restraint system will help the ride. I do think it's going to help. I'd say maybe about 70 or 80%, but that's just a random coaster enthusiast idea. We don't really know until we actually get out to ride this thing. But I think the fact that B&M is trying to make a new stand-up coaster that people actually like is a really bold move, and I'm very excited for it. The main problem with regular stand-up coasters is the roughness and the headbanging, and this looks to eliminate both of those. But does that mean it's going to be a good ride? Well, we don't know, but I would say yes. This isn't going to be super thrilling, but it's going to be super fun. I dare say even some of the older stand-up coasters might be a little bit more intense, and some might like those better. But as for me, I think the surf coaster or pipeline is going to be awesome. Now we'll get back to the theory in a little bit, but can we just take a step back and acknowledge something? It's going to be very weird calling this coaster pipeline. Most of us have it already in our brains that this is the surf coaster. And the fact that they even wanted us to call it high surf for a period of time is just going to mess everybody up. But I do think it is still awesome, and pipeline is overall a great name, and it is better than just calling it surf coaster or high surf. So now back to the theory. As someone who followed the surf coaster since its inception, I think this is a very fitting climax to our story. It's a great ride, and it is very different from all the other attractions at SeaWorld Orlando, and I'm very excited to ride it. The articulating restraint system alone adds a level of mystery to this ride that I think is going to take it up a couple notches. During the progression of the surf coaster theories, we thought this coaster was going to be all sorts of things, like a custom launch coaster, a stand-up coaster, and even a 4D coaster. And actually, it turns out to be all of those things mixed into one. And I think that is just awesome. I cannot wait to get out to ride this ride, and I think it's going to surprise a lot of people. I definitely think people are going to underestimate this thing simply because of the stats. This ride isn't very tall. I mean, it's decently fast for its size, but it's nothing special. And it only has one inversion. So what's great? The thing about this is it's just so unique, and you can't find this anywhere else but SeaWorld Orlando, and the surf coaster might even catch on in the United States. But that's for another video. The final thing I want to touch on is again regarding the articulating restraint system. Is this really going to catch on? Because we know that B&M can incorporate this into their other coasters, such as the standard sit-down launch coaster. If this catches on, and I mean it's super butter smooth, like smoother than anything we've ridden before, then I think it is very likely that they will incorporate this on some of their other attractions and maybe even put it as an option to retrofit their older coasters. So there you have it, the B&M surf coaster. This is SeaWorld Orlando's first launch coaster that happens to be blue. And it's also the first surf coaster in the world, which might catch on and be super popular for B&M. But for that, only time will tell. So thanks for watching. Thank you for watching this super cool, awesome roller coaster video made by someone who's in college who also likes roller coasters. I know I'm just sort of spouting off today because this video has no script. In fact, I am just randomly saying words right now to fill the time length to get this video to 5 minutes. So thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate all the support this channel gets, and you guys are awesome. This is the Coaster Josh signing out.